Today on the channel, it's time. We unbox AEW Series 4. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for an AEW Series 4 by Jazzwares review of Matt Hardy. Look at me making it really wordy there. But yeah, AEW Series 4 Unrivaled, Jazzwares, Matt Hardy. We're unboxing it here today on the channel. We're also going to take a look at a very similar but different Mattel version. We'll compare the two, see which one we like better. We'll see where it goes from there, but we'll do it like we normally do. We'll show pictures of the packaging, open it up, talk about it, and all that fun stuff. And remember, for these AEW figures, make sure you're picking them up at Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. So let's take a look at this Matt Hardy figure. Matt Hardy is no stranger to the action figure market. You longtime collectors like me, we know Jakks made a ton of the Hardy Boys back in the day. And we're talking tons. Classics, deluxe classics, regular Ruthless Aggression, Ring Rage, deluxe aggressions, you name it. The Hardy Boys were made in it, and then that continued into Mattel's. We got many a basic, many an elite of Matt Hardy, and now Jazzwares picking up from where they left off in the old Jakks days with more Matt Hardy figures. I gotta think we're gonna see the big money Matt Hardy in a suit one of these days, and with the new Unmatched collection from Jazzwares, we're gonna have even more figures out there, so I gotta assume there's going to be a cycle of a few Matt Hardys every single year. And I know a lot of people, a lot of collectors out there love Matt Hardy. So they probably say, bring on the Matt Hardy figures. And I'm all in. I like the looks of this one. This is a very, very solid piece looking at the packaging so far. But let's unbox it. But first, before we unbox it, let's take a look at the packaging on it. So by now, we're all familiar with this packaging on the AEW figures. Very reminiscent, like we always say, of the old classic Superstars days. So we like that a lot. You got AEW up at the top. Got a little glamour shot over here on the side, which I think is really cool. It kind of wraps around the packaging. AEW Unrivaled right there. And then you got, of course, Matt in there looking broken Matt Hardy. All kinds of extra hands with this one. And Vanguard 1 I see back there. So we got some accessories, a little hologram action. A very, very cool pack by the looks of things. On the side, you got his little glamour shot down there. He is number 31 in Series 4. So for those keeping track at home, AEW logo right there. AEW on the side here. There's the rest of Matt kind of peeking around the box. And, of course, the back. Got the whole AEW Series 4 lineup down below. AEW logo right there. Watch Dynamite on TNT. AEW logo up top. Then you got a glamour shot and an autograph of Matt Hardy on there. I will note, a little bit fuzzy. It's not the clearest Matt Hardy picture. That's kind of strange to me. I think a better picture would have been better, but at the end of the day, I don't know. Not many people display their on-card figures backwards, that the picture really matters that much. But I just noticed that looking at it. It's not the clearest of photography pictures. This represents Dynamite 3/18/2020. I have to assume that is his AEW debut. I'm pretty certain that's the case. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what this represents. So that was very cool there. On the bottom, too, of course, you got all the warnings and all that. Hidden on the bottom, that's where it should be. Gets it cool for the lawyers, but we don't have to look at it. So, very cool. I love the packaging on these. You guys know I'm a longtime Jakks Classic Superstars fan, so I love packaging like this. It just brings me back to those days with the black and the gold. A really cool nod to the past, which I think is really neat. I know we've talked about that before as well. But without further ado, let's open up old Matt Hardy. Let's see what all the fuss is about with this one. I don't know if there's a lot of fuss, but it sounds fun to say. Boy, if I can get them open. I haven't been good enough to open these things real clean yet. I know there's some people that open up clean, but I got a mint-on card set I got, so it's not that big a deal to me. But man, I'm decimating this packaging here. See you later. There's no going back from this one. There's no piecing it back together. No, we're getting them out. Getting them out of that plastic prison. There it is. Look at this mess. See you later. Get out of here. Got stuff everywhere. Oh, we're even locked in a little bit. So we got Vanguard 1 and we got the hologram. Man, next level. Next level. And little plastic prison shots on those. We'll open those up in a second. One thing I forgot to mention when we were looking at the in-box pictures, no different than a lot of these Unrivaled figures, these AEW figures, they're wrapped in plastic on their arms, on their face, stuff like that. That really does take away from the mint unbox experience to me. It just looks weird when you look in. It looks like he's got like garbage bags around his, clear garbage bags around his hands. I understand they're trying to keep the paint, keep everything good. There's got to be a better way to do that. Obviously, we don't want staining issues. That's no good either. But it's just kind of annoying, but it's a necessary evil, apparently, at this point, or at least they assume, the creators of the toys assume that. So that's just one caveat I thought I'd note in my review here. And then there he is in the plastic prison. Look at all those hands. You know me, I'm not a huge hands guy unless they're just really must-have hands. I don't mind these with Matt Hardy. He's got a lot of crazy hand gestures these days. So a guy like this deserves extra sets of hands. When it's just a fist and a few other generic ones, that's where I kind of run into some issues with hands. I wish they would save that money for something else down the line. But that's just me. So there it is. Let's get him out of this old plastic prison. There it is. See you later. All right. He's right out. Oof. Oof. So I noticed this right away. He's got an extremely loose arm. Dangerously loose arm. That's a little frightening, guys. I'm worried to take this plastic. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, but that is a very loose right arm. I don't know if any of you guys have experienced that or if you've seen that yet, but that is a little worrisome. Let me pull these off. There we go. But I gotta say, a solid figure. But boy, that elbow joint where it meets, very loose on both arms. I would like to see that much tighter. Hopefully, it's not just me that gets that. And gosh, we got plastic wrapped around the legs as well. You know, I love that attention to detail and the care for the product, but it doesn't look good in packaging, like I said earlier. Boy, all around the waist as well, man. They really strapped him in. He's like a bubble boy at this point. These are always harder to get out. Can I get it? I will say this one also smells overly plasticky. You know, it's a new toy. It should, I guess. But, you know, that'll dissipate over the years. But boy, that arm really makes me nervous. If I was a kid playing with these, I guarantee this arm would break off. That is a little disappointing, but there he is. I love this one, though. I love the red in the hair. The head sculpt, face sculpt on this one is next level. I mean, you look at this, you know exactly that, hey, this is Matt Hardy. Just extremely solid. You guys know I do like my soft goods, preferably in robes and stuff like this. But this works to a T. I think I like the plasticky robes much better on one like this. You know, sometimes the soft good robes get a little too biggy, too bunchy on the figure. This works perfectly. I know there's some customs out there and some third parties you can buy those robes. If you do like soft goods, you can get that option as well down the line. But I am totally cool with this one. He does got a little bit of big feet disease, a little of that Hangman Page big feet disease, at least for my eyes. I don't see any issues. Outside of the elbow, on both of them, they're both dangerously loose, I feel. I don't see any other issues, so that's really good. You can obviously take this jacket off him, and I will do that in the old Glamour Shot pictures. But a very solid figure. Pretty good for Matt Hardy's first Jazzwares figure. I don't know if you could go wrong with this one. Very cool. You know, we can't use stands with these figures yet. Ringside Collectibles is supposedly making stands for these AEW figures. Jazzwares is. Somebody is. They're going to be sold hopefully sometime in 2021. These will not work on the traditional Ringside Collectible stands. However, with his big feet, he stands just fine. You don't even need a stand for him. So that works out just swimmingly, we'll say. Let's pull out this. Look at this. Got head articulation on this one even. I think that is extremely solid. I like that a lot. I wonder, can we do this? How's this look? Look at that. I don't know if anybody's thought of that idea. I just thought of it on a whim right here. I'm sure somebody has. But this is an extra set of heads. So you can put that and you can put his regular head up on Vanguard 1. Look at that. How about that old switcheroo there? Obviously that doesn't look good. This is kind of cool though. I mean, it's kind of like one of those Bizarro Hardy videos he would have or something. I mean, there's people could do some stuff with that, I'm sure. But I do love the interchangeable heads and joints. They're so easy to maneuver and move around. I think that is extremely solid and really next level. Very cool. But I love the motions. You can move this thing around and all that fun stuff. Uh-oh. Got to cut him out. Do I have scissors anywhere? Oh, luckily I do have my trusty scissors right to the side. Hopefully I can get him out of here. Maybe. Well, maybe. I'll cut my fingers off. These are very locked in pretty good, actually. Come on. Jeez. Alright. I think I'm out. I thought I was out. Jeez. They got Vanguard 1 strapped in like you would not believe. which we always say you hate it in the moment, but it's good because it protects your toys. See you later. So very cool. Obviously, this is a drone, as you guys all know. Does he fit on the bottom? There it goes. There it is. Look at that. There it is. Very, very cool. You guys know we did have this with Mattel. I think it might have been Network Spotlight about a year ago. We got the Matt Hardy with the boat in Vanguard. It was paper instead of like a nice articulated thing. So this is definitely a step above Mattel's. You got to call a step above. And speaking of comparison time, here is a very similar Matt Hardy. I believe this was from the 2020 WrestleMania set. I believe that is correct. Look at that. Same concept. Obviously, it's just kind of different. Instead of the red hair, he's got the blonde, white instead of the reddish black. Very cool figures, both of them, but no doubt in my mind, and probably 99.99% of everybody that's watching this Jazzwares blows this one away. A lot of people weren't sold on this head scan. They were using a basic head scan on this Hardy back in the day, swapping it out. This head scan is pretty bad for as far as Mattel goes. And this one is just next level. Just absolutely next level on this Hardy figure. I can't say it enough. This is a very solid mat. The only issue I have is the two elbow joints being extremely loose. A little scary when I take this robe off. Oof, hopefully nothing breaks. But that's the worst of it. The Vanguard 1 is amazing with the extra head. The swappability of the heads like that I think is a really, really cool feature. And it really blows away this Mattel one. I love Mattel Elites. You guys know that. Obviously behind me I love Mattel Elites. But all day long, this Matt Hardy is the one to get. I'm sure you guys would agree with me. You guys can let me know in the comments. But there it is. AEW Series 4 from Jazzwares, the Unrivaled series, Matt Hardy. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel as we continue our unboxings of AEW Jazzwares Unrivaled Series 4 with Santana and Ortiz today. Nothing makes me more excited than a tag team being in the same set. We've talked about that before on the channel. Thankfully, Jazzwares is putting tag teams in the same set. We got Santana and Ortiz in Series 4. We're getting Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus in Series 5. Yeah, no Marco Stunt, but I don't know if you really count him as part of the tag team. He's part of the group, but the core tag team. So really like that, as we've seen in the past with Mattel and Jax and other lines, putting tag teams separately. That never works out. I don't like that. Put them in the same set. That's the way they should be. You can have your tag team. If you're a kid, you can start playing with that tag team right away. Not one half of the tag team playing with the rest down the line. So really cool. We're going to unbox both of these guys just like we did with the Young Bucks in the last set. We're going to unbox Santana and Ortiz in the same video. That's the way we're going to do it. But remember, ringsidecollectibles.com for all your AEW figure needs. Make sure you hit up discount code Kyle to save yourselves 10%. Yes, you heard that right, 10%. All right, we're going to start, and we're going to start with Santana. We'll put Ortiz to the side. We'll open him second. We'll do Santana first. And you guys know by the time we've watched all these videos, you've seen them all. You've seen how I do it. We're going to look at the packaging first, open it up, talk about it, open up the other one. You know how it works by now. Jack's Classic Superstars Inspired Packaging. Always got to call it out. You guys know Jack's videos. I do them all the time. I love them. This two tag team set here, Santana Ortiz, could be the best in Series 4. I can't wait to open these up. Look at all those accessories with this one. How cool is that? Extra hands, extra head, flag. You got the sock with the pool balls in it. I mean, they went all out on this figure, and a lot of the money spent for the line, I think, was caught up in these two figures, which is fairly cool. You got the glamour shot down below. You got the AEW logo up top, Unrivaled. Looks like he's number 32 in the AEW figure sets. Seems crazy we're at 32. Series 4, of course, AEW logo. Same thing, AEW logo with a little wrap around to the glamour shot. And then, of course, you got the back. You got a little graphic back there, the picture and the autograph. The whole lineup down below. Let's see what it says. What event is this from? Dynamite, 2/12/2019, Cedar Park, Texas. So he does have the kind of quasi eye patch with the bandana over the eye on this one. I definitely like the eye patch head better. The other head, first look, looks a little off. I'm going to be honest there. We also see he looks like he's getting ready to go fish in like the Gulf of Mexico or something. I think that's down by Texas. He's got his waders on. You got that plastic garbage bags over his leg. That does take away a little bit of the inbox experience for me. I don't know if it does for you, but you can let me know in the comments. Without further ado, let's open this guy up. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going down. Let's see if I can get him open. There it is. All right, there we go. Glass prison. You got it. Don't forget the flag. You don't want to throw that flag away. Oh, come on. See you later. Giving me trouble. Trying to get this flag out. See you later. See you later. I don't want to rip the flag. It's a catch-22. You got to be careful. I'm going to go in the top here. I don't want to be cutting the flag open or ripping it or anything. What is going on? This is the hardest flag I've ever unboxed. What is going on here? Okay, we got a little cardboard piece holding it in. That confused me. See you later. Up high. You got the Puerto Rican flag. Puerto Rican power. Right there. Very cool to get a flag. I'm almost surprised. See you later. You know, a lot of figures they don't like to put flags with. I guess we've got them with Hacksaw Jim Duggan in the past and stuff, but you can see people desecrating the flag and all the politics of things. We saw it in their latest Legends figure of Nikolai Volkov. They took the Russian flag off and stuff. I guess you can't really compare Puerto Rico to Russia, as obviously Puerto Rico is part of the United States. But always cool. I like it when they get flags with us, but I could see some people being offended. You know, in this world we're in now, sometimes people are offended by flags, and I don't get it. I don't got time for any of that kind of stuff. There's the old plastic prison shot there. Like I said, a lot of accessories with this one. Can't wait to open this one up. Let's pop him out here. There it goes. Man, extra hands. He's loaded. Loaded. There you go. See you later. Yeah, he's got his waders. He's getting ready to go in, gonna do some fishing out in the ocean. He's got those to protect his pants. That's crazy. That's crazy. Pull that off. Oh, we got it around the waist, too. My goodness. It's overkill, but I guess I don't want my figure stained either, so what do you do? I don't know. I just think it does take away from the in-package shots of these figures, and sometimes these are hard to get out. There we go. Got it. Get my garbage pile here. Crazy. All right. It looks like these suspenders do come up as well. Oh, no, they don't. Yeah, they do, but they don't. They don't. I thought they did. I thought you could put them straight up, the suspenders up, but it doesn't look like it's going to work out. They're just for show down there. Now, this one doesn't have a lot of decoration. It's just straight up black tights. Not a lot to it. All the decoration, all the money is spent on that flag, the extra head, the sock, all that kind of fun stuff. But a very, very solid figure. I just don't like this head sculpt. The head sculpt takes away, but which one is the main head sculpt? I think you got to put the other one on because that makes more sense based on the attire that's on the package. So that makes sense right there. But I'm just not feeling that head sculpt. There's just something a bit off. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe it's my version. I don't know. But I'm going to pop this other one on. I love how easy these heads and all these accessories pop on and on, of course. As I say that, and I can't get his head in. I guess I lied. Usually they pop right in. Oh, it's on there. There we go. Yeah, I think this is the way to go. I'm sure we'll get another one down the line that you can use the regular head scan for, but this is a moment in time. I feel like you got to use it for this one. Not sure if the hands really matter a whole lot, but I do love this sock accessory. That's next level. I don't think we've ever seen this before. This reminds me of, there was an old Steven Seagal movie back in the 80s. Maybe not Hard to Kill. That was Van Damme. I can't remember, but I remember being in a bar, and I remember him grabbing up a bunch of pool balls and bam, hitting a guy in the face and stuff. I remember that was really cool. That was the first time I ever seen that. I know some people use doorknobs in these as well, but a cool accessory. I'll definitely have that on the figure for him. Very solid figure. No paint application issues. We got some tattoo to give a little bit of color there. But like I said, the accessories are where the money is. Not sure how I'm going to display this flag. Maybe around his waist or over his shoulder. I'll figure something out for the old glamour shots. We'll have it on there. But there it is. That's Santana. Santana's first figure. Like a lot of these guys, they're getting their first true figures in this line. It makes sense. They haven't been in the WWE. They haven't been around long. This is going to be their first figure. So I hope Santana's happy with his first figure. It's a monumental occasion. We all love it when we get our first figure. I remember when I got the first figure of myself. Wait, hasn't happened yet. Maybe one day. Who knows? All right, next up is Ortiz. Moving on. This is probably going to be my favorite in the whole series. I have to assume that. This one looks next level. So let's take a look at the packaging first, and we'll talk about the figure. There he is. Look at all those accessories in there. That's just next level. You got the glamour shot down below. Same packaging we've seen. Jack's Classic inspired AEW logo there. Number 33, the old Larry Bird of wrestling figures, is Ortiz. They call him. I'm also a Larry Bird fan as well. So very cool. AEW logo. Number 33, the best number there is. AEW logo. And then you got the back. A whole lineup down below. We got a little glamour shot, a little autograph. I believe this is the same. Cedar Park, Texas, 2/12/2019 Dynamite. So there you go. Not the greatest picture on the back. I felt like they could have got maybe a better picture, a better image, something. Is what it is, though, if that was the best shot they got that night, apparently. Let's open him up. See what's doing in here. There it goes. See you later. Making a mess. Whoa. There we go. See you later. See you later. Now we get to the plastic prison. There it is. Look at that. Man, that's next level accessories here. And then he's looking like he can go fishing as well. He's got his waders on. He's ready to go out in the ocean, do some fly fishing. I forgot to check. How are the elbows? So we've had a lot of elbow problems on these figures in this Series 4. Santana seems to be okay. So I didn't have issues with Santana. I forgot to check that. We'll check Ortiz as well. Man, next level. I love the extra hands with the gloved hands. I think that is super, super cool. There's a lot of cool stuff and a lot of stuff to like on this figure for sure. Pop him out here, maybe. Get that extra head. Come on. Get the flip-flop out. Well, he is in there good. There it is. Jeez. Fighting me. See you later. All right, the extra head. He's got the little screaming head sculpt and the braids. I think that's pretty solid. I mean, I can see people that really love Ortiz. You're getting two Ortizes, so you can display both heads. Let me get these waders off. It's just crazy. That's probably my biggest gripe at this point of AEW figures. That's not bad. Obviously the distribution gripes are still there, but that is changing rapidly. We know that's going to be improved. I assume that'll be totally improved by Series 5. But my biggest gripe is probably these plastic pieces in here. They're sometimes hard to get out. I just think they take away from the mint in box collector, and I can't even get this one out. He is in there so tight. Let's see. It's going to fight me the whole way, I think. I might have to... Come on. Come on, Ortiz. There it is. Man, that's some work. Get that plastic out of there. We don't want it. I love this figure. Yes, I do. Very, very cool. Almost looks like Ming from the old WCW days, Haku, with the crazy hair. That's awesome. I mean, that is a huge hair sculpt. It reminds me, too, a lot of that Elite Andre the Giant that came with that kind of wig you could put on. Really weird, but that's what it reminds me a little bit of. Looks very like Ming. You could do a pretty sweet Ming custom off of this, I think. I didn't notice this. I didn't know this in the prototype shots. The shoes, he's got the toe shoes, runners wear and stuff. I guess I don't recall him wearing that on the show and stuff, but next level. He does have a painted on t-shirt. I'm not the biggest fan of those painted on t-shirts. I think they work with like Mattel Basics a lot. I'd rather have soft goods. But I think, they have so much money wrapped up in the accessories on this Ortiz figure. I can understand why it was painted on. Hopefully in the future we'll get an Ortiz with a soft goods or no shirt, because you're kind of stuck in this one look. But it does represent a moment in time, so I guess I see that. That was the one thing I was down on when they showed prototype pictures of this one. I really didn't like the painted on shirt. But it's better in person. It's not the end of the world, that's for sure. But man, solid. Like I said, we got two gloved hands. We got the extra head we talked about. I'm going to switch that, see how that looks right now. Man, that is a big head. That is cool. I mean, Jazzware is knocking it out of the park here. I mean, they're shooting at Mattel, saying, Mattel, step up your game. And I like Mattel, and I think Mattel is stepping up their game. But man, I don't know which head scan I like better. This is a solid figure, guys. This is going to be probably not the most popular in Series 4. Definitely not the most name value, but the most toyetic and the coolest figure in here. He also comes with the flip-flop. That's, I guess, apparently, I never knew of this flip-flop drama. Apparently there's millions of YouTube videos out there where, like, mothers out there hit their kids with flip-flops. They throw it from across the room. I guess I never was lucky enough to experience that as a kid. I don't even recall wearing flip-flops really as a kid. It's just, you don't do that in the Midwest. It's cold in the Midwest. We can't be wearing flip-flops. There's about a 1-month window of flip-flop weather. So I didn't get that. We got, big old snow boots chucked at us in the Midwest. I think that's how it worked. But man, a solid figure. I got the Puerto Rican flag here. I don't think that is removable. It's always scary. It is attached, so that is attached to him, but he does wear that. But so you got one that's attached to him, and then you got a actual flag via Santana. I got to figure out how to do that. But man, it's solid. Your tag team figure fed, if you're a kid, just got stepped up to the next level. The Young Bucks got some competition now. Santana and Ortiz, I think of myself going back to the old Hasbro days and the LJN days when, the UPS guy, I'll never forget the Strike Force. I ordered from UPS. I chased the UPS guy down every single day for a week on the corner. Hey, you got a package for me? You got a package? And then once Strike Force came in, it was game on. It was whole new matchups you could have, the excitement of that. I remember the same thing as a kid picking up LOD in the Hasbros. It's just next level when you're playing with your toys. So I envy the kids out there that play with these, that get these to play with, that all of a sudden you got Santana Ortiz coming in. It's a game changer. The new matches you can have, the new stuff. And then it goes for adult collectors like us. It varies out your shelf. It adds more characters to your shelf. I'm to the point where I had one shelf for my AEWs mixed in with my Mattels. It's time for them to get their own Detolf at this point. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm not sure long term if they're going to be a Detolf collection because there's going to be so many figures at such a rapid pace. But that's the fun of collecting, deciding what displays and how you want to do things and what your plans are and what you're going to do. And I got to figure that out for AEW as rapidly getting more and more figures at a quick pace. And when that unmatched line comes, it's going to be the same thing. So there you have it. Santana and Ortiz, the best tag team so far, if you ask me, in the AEW line, with many more to come. A very, very solid. I can't recommend these two strongly enough. These are definitely must-haves, and Ortiz possibly could be a top 10 figure of 2021. It's going to be a long year, but we'll find out at the end of the year where he ends up landing. So there you go. Ortiz and Santana, AEW Jazzwares Series 4. Welcome everyone, Kyle here back again on the channel as we continue our unboxings of AEW Unrivaled Series 4 via Jazzwares. Today we got Sammy Guevara. First time in the line, as most of these are, as we're early into the line, but really his first ever figure, outside of I think a micro brawler, if you count those as figures. That's for a discussion for another day. But his first true original elite style, Jazzwares Unrivaled style, whatever you want to call it, figure. So very cool. Got to be a cool moment for him as well. So what we're going to do like we usually do, we're going to unbox this bad boy. But first we're going to take a look at the packaging. All that kind of fun stuff. And I should tell you guys, make sure you pick these bad boys up at Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% as always on these Unrivaled figures. These should be out in the stores probably in the next month or so, but you can always get them early via Ringside Collectibles. So let's take a look at old Sammy in the packaging first. There it is, that cool classic, Jack's Classic Superstars inspired packaging. You guys know I love that, being an old school Jack's guy. You got Sammy in the plastic prison. You got signs behind him. We'll talk about that when we get those out. Extra set of sunglasses in there. Not an extra set, a set of sunglasses in there. You got the cool glamour shot down below that wraps around the packaging. Got the AEW Unrivaled logo down below as well. And the AEW top logo at the very top of the package. On the side, you got number 30, Series 4, in a little glamour shot, then the AEW logo. Same thing on this side with a little bit of wraparound to his full-on glamour shot picture. And the back, you got that cool Spanish Fly picture where he's looks like Cody Rhodes there. And you got an autograph, and then the rest of AEW Series 4 down below. This represents 10/2/2019 Dynamite in Washington, D.C. I would have liked to have seen, no different than any other of these figures, I'd like to see a little bit more discussion point. Hey, this is against his match with Cody Rhodes. It's cool it says when it's from, but say, this was the night Sammy took on Cody, and Cody won in a heartbreaking stoppage of 8 minutes or something like that. And I don't think this is right, but I remember Sammy in the old indie days when I saw him a few times, and maybe even from this show, was he wearing the panda gimmick, the like panda hat and stuff? Maybe he dropped that at the beginning. I felt like at the beginning of AEW he might have had that. I could be totally off on that, but that might have made a cool accessory in here, but I don't know. You guys tell me. Series 4 Unrivaled Collection. Watch All Elite AEW Wrestling Dynamite. Check your local network. So a lot of cool stuff on the back. I wish we had a little bit more discussion about the match. Did he win? Did he lose? I think that would be an easy blurb to add. So Jeremy and team, you can add that going forward. Besides that, not a lot else to say. Got warnings on the bottom. Nobody cares about that anyways. But let's unbox him. Let's unbox his first ever Deluxe Elite style figure. Let's go. All right. Got him kind of open. I still haven't figured out the magic to open these yet. We got the little door there. Very cool. But I'm not one to repack these, and I actually like this, because Mattel Elites, we see repacks and swaps all the time. I've never seen this with AEW, and I don't think we ever will, because the packaging is a little harder to open up, as we all know. Well, Plastic Prison, we got two. See you later. So we got two Plastic Prisons here. Let's talk about these first. There's his signs. As you guys know, a lot of times during commercial break, he'll be holding signs, flipping through them as they go to commercial break. So he does do that. See you later. Now, here is where things get interesting. So this is obviously hot off the press. This is the first run of these figures. And sometimes there's mistakes. And it's very unfortunate. Sometimes it's rushing to production, not checking all your crossing your T's, dotting your I's, all that kind of stuff. And I think Jazzwares got caught in this, unfortunately. As he does come with signs. See that right there? It says, "Hit me up." And then this one says, "Hit me up." And then this one also says, "Hit me up." And guess what this one says? "Hit me up." And then this one, "Hit me up." So apparently, this will be a running change down the line where every single one of these will have a different saying on the sign. So you can choose your own adventure, like we like to say on the channel. You can change the signs out, do different things, whatever you want to do. Have him hold whatever sign. But right now you're stuck with "Hit me up" if you have an early run of this. It'll be interesting to know. I would kind of like to see Jazzwares do this, but I think it might drive people absolutely mad and insane. But what if it's just randomly? Hopefully it's not "Hit me up" every single time, because then you would never know. Inside, do you have the new signs or is it the old signs? You wouldn't know. But what if it's all mixed and there's like 6 signs and they all say something different? I could see some Sammy completists out there. I'm sure there's some fans out there that would want one with each sign showing. Easy for me to say, each sign showing. So we'll see how that goes, but that's just a note there. Very cool. I thought these were going to be very flimsy, like really cheap paper. It's actually pretty hard cardstock, very similar to a business card, I guess is what you could, a glossy business card is what this reminds me of. So great quality on this. They did not skip out on money on this, so that is very cool. I like that a lot. Jazzwares team, unfortunately a mistake there. I don't know if it's a big enough mistake that's going to make me track down another one in the future just to have more signs. I don't foresee me going down that road, but I don't know. I've always said I'm not going down a lot of roads, and I have. So, you know, there it is. So there he is in the Plastic Prison. But you know what they always say about roads? If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. There's a little pro tip for you. Plastic Prison. Got a cool jacket on. We got glasses. Let's see what's going on here. Let's get these glasses out, hopefully without breaking them. These are a little dangerously plastic, but just black glasses. We'll get to them. Pull them out of the old Plastic Prison. See you later. All right, he's got the waist. He's got the plastic on the waist. A lot of these Jazzware figures do. I mean, they're trying to protect the paint and all that kind of stuff, but sometimes they look absolutely horrible mint on box, which I don't like. This one isn't as noticeable because it's around his waist, but I got that off. All right, what do we got here? So this reminds me of a Mattel Elite jacket. You know, not soft goods, a durable plastic vinyl type thing. Very similar to Rich Swann or Finn Balor's jacket in the Elite line. I'm not a big fan of those. This one is a little bit more pliable, but really not enough to do anything. So I'm not the biggest fan of that, honestly, because your arms are stuck in the down position like this. You don't have a range of adjustments and all that kind of stuff you can do. We also notice he does not come with extra hands. It seems like all the money was probably spent on the signs, the jacket, and the glasses, and is what it is. But I know some people maybe would have liked to have had some different hands with Sammy. But man, a heck of a head sculpt here. I know some people will probably have some grief with this one, with his tongue sticking out. This probably is a figure that warrants 2 extra heads, a resting regular head, and then maybe this goofier tongue out head. But you guys like a lot of these figures. We know we're going to get more Sammys in the future. There's no doubt in my mind, as long as he's with the company, we're going to get more of them. So we'll get the regular heads eventually. But I could see some people being annoyed. His first figure ever has his tongue hanging out. But besides that, you take that away, that is a very solid head sculpt. I really like the hair head sculpt. It's very cutting edge, very modern hair. So very cool on that. See how well the glasses fit on this one. I do like these glasses, but these are fine glasses. They stay on the figure, everything else. I do worry they could break. Be careful getting them out of the package. I could see them cracking or breaking. But a solid figure for the most part. I'm not sure if you can really hold the sign with the jacket on. I guess you can. I mean, how well does that look? I guess it just depends how you want to do it. But yeah, he can hold the sign just fine with the jacket on. Obviously, without the jacket, he'll have no problems holding the signs. But for his first figure, I don't know if this is my favorite one of the set. We'll see. But for a first figure, it's pretty solid. I mean, this is a pretty good figure. Once again, it doesn't fit on a stand because the peg holes don't work like all these at this point until we get new stands from Ringside Jazzwares, hopefully in the future. But I'm okay with this one. I like it a little bit better. I would have rather had a regular face. I usually don't get too worked up about this one, but it just looks goofy with the tongue sticking out. This would be one that, if I could do it differently, I would have gave an extra head. I think that's the one thing that's missing. The jacket is what it is. I can go either way with that, I guess, at the end of the day. But an extra head would have been nice with this one. We've seen it before. There's no reason they couldn't do it with this. Heck, they're doing it with Cody in the same series. But a good figure. It's good to have new characters out there. We get a lot of Codys, as we all know, but it's cool when we get the line going, extending out. We're getting more of the characters, and that will continue into Series 5 and beyond, the way things are looking, and why wouldn't it? Get every character out there, and I know Jeremy and the Jax team back in the day was extremely good at that. Even guys, that only had a cup of coffee in the WWE back then, they got figures. So I think we'll see some of that same thing with Jazzwares, which will make us really happy, because there's going to be some people we really like that only last a month or so. It's just bound to happen. It's the wrestling business, and we might get figures of some of those guys. So that'd be really cool as well. All in all, I can't complain about this one, really. A very good figure. They have stepped the bar up with these Jazzwares figures. Every set seems to get better quality-wise. They're really getting into their groove. And then, you know what happens when companies like this get successful? It rises all ships. It's going to make Mattel get more aggressive. Mattel put more money into the product, step up their game. If AEW can just figure out the distribution issues, which it sounds like they're headed towards with Amazon, Target, Walmart, GameStop in the future, sounds like people will be able to get these, and then the true wrestling wars are going to be on for figures, for your figure budget. And I assume Mattel will step it up to compete with some of these new innovations from the Jazzwares team. So nothing really bad to say about this one. A solid figure. Definitely recommend picking this one up, because first time in the line, first figure out there, usually hold their value and are always a cool conversation piece. So there it is. Jazzwares Series 4 AEW Sammy Guevara. Welcome back to the channel as we continue our AEW Unrivaled Series 4 via Jazzwares unboxings with Kenny Omega, the cleaner, the current AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And remember, for all your AEW figure needs, make sure you hit up ringsidecollectibles.com. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. But Kenny Omega, no stranger to the AEW Elite line. Very similar to Cody Rhodes, John Moxley in the future. We're going to get a lot of the heavy hitters on a repeat basis. No different than other series. In G.I. Joe, we get Cobra Commander all the time. You get Seth Rollins all the time. He-Man, you get different He-Mans. Give and take. Kid jumps in Series 6. He wants Cody Rhodes. If he was only in Series 1, he'd never have that opportunity. So they got to put these guys out at regular intervals. In the fact of Cody Rhodes, it's maybe a little overkill at this point. Kenny is okay. This is our third Kenny. I have not opened up the second Kenny Omega with the AEW Real Scale ring yet. Haven't figured out where I'm going to put that, so I haven't unboxed it yet. I got to get around to that one of these days. But I do have the original Kenny Omega figure we can compare this one to, and I think no doubt this one will be an improvement on that one with the skin tone issues that we all know Jazzwares had in Series 1 of the Unrivaled figures. So without further ado, we're going to do it like we normally do it. We're going to take a look at the packaging, talk about the box, all that fun stuff, then open it up, talk about the figure. We'll compare it to that old one, and we'll wrap it up from there. So let's compare. Let's look at the packaging first. I always say it and probably always will. Jakks Classic Superstars inspired packaging, the gold and the black, very similar packaging. Very lightweight figure, Kenny Omega. He's not a big wrestler. He doesn't have face paint or a mask, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it this time. You got the glamour shot down there. You got the AEW logo up top. Kenny in there, got an extra set of hands. On the side, it looks like he's number 28 in Series 4, and then number 28 in the entire line. AEW on the side. AEW on the other side, wrap around to the picture of Kenny, pointing to his head, or he's got an itch, one or the other. You be the judge there. There's the back. You got a little glamour shot, in-ring shot. You got a little autograph action. You got Series 4 here. Let's see what this event's from. All Out, 8/31/2019, Chicago. Looks like he's got Pac there. I wish they said, I say it in all these reviews, I wish we had a little bit more detail. It's great they show the venue where the gear's from. Tell us about the match. He won. He lost. He won a title. Give us a little bit something. I don't think that would be that hard to do. I think it would be a really cool feature. But you guys can tell me in the comments if you agree with that. So there it is. Without further ado, let's open up old Kenny. First impressions, look at the packaging. Looks good. I like the extra hands with this one. They actually mean something, these hands, where sometimes you get a bunch of just random hands. It feels like these actually got a different style to them. So I give points on that. But let's open him up. Let's open this bad boy up. Maybe. Jeez. See you later. I haven't figured out the art to this, and I kind of like this kamikaze unboxing, where it's just a big mess. See you later. All right, Plastic Prison. There he is, Kenny. Cool that he's, posed in the Plastic Prison. We always like that. I think that is really cool for the men-on-card guys. You men-on-card guys would probably hate it if everybody just had their arms at their side and looked the same in every single package. It's kind of cool that we get features like this. And Mattel has been doing that a lot more lately. Really early in the Elite line, everybody had their own specific bubble and stuff. So maybe we're returning to that world on both sides of the fence, and I would be okay with that. 2 extra hands there. Pop them out. See you later. All right, so I like this Kenny, and I like it more than the last one, like I knew I would because of the skin tone issues. And the hair's better, the face better. I mean, we'll compare it here shortly. Let me move the arms. So one thing I could tell you no, I am very worried. I hope this is just a one-and-done thing. I don't remember this in the other lines, but these elbows are extremely loose. Every single one I've had so far, that shouldn't be that floppy. Just a little pressure, bang, that's breaking out. I don't like that. I don't know what we can do to fix that, but these elbows seem to be the weakest spot by far on these Jazzwares figures. Constant improvements, but if you're a kid playing, be careful, kids. You're going to break the arm on these guys. But good coloring. I don't see any paint issues. They've done a really good job on paint issues on these. One thing I will note that we have seen in a lot of the other Jazzwares figures in the first 4 sets that we don't see in this one, there's no plastic wrapping on Kenny Omega. They weren't trying to protect anything on him. And he does have his jacket, his vest, I guess we'll call it. Feels a little cheaper plastic than some. It's very lightweight, which I don't hate. I don't know if soft goods would have been better or not on this one. I could really go either way on this style. But there's a little detail, a little bit of feathering back there. I think they saved a lot of the money and the tooling and stuff with some of the extras on this Kenny. There's always got to be some. And I think that's what we have here. But definitely an improvement over Kenny Series 1. You put those guys together, I mean, it is night and day. Night and day. A little loose on the ankle on this original Kenny, but man, night and day. Take this one all day long. This one looks like he saw a ghost. His hair is kind of goofy. The paint on the face. I'm excited to see what Jazzwares does with Series 1 when they re-release the Series 1 with updated skin tones and make them a little bit better. Maybe get more close to the original vision they had. That very well could be a game-changer set because they could really improve this one. If they update his face, obviously the skin color, put a little bit of coloring in his hair. He's got a little bit of a bad... Oh, got him. There he is. But I'm taking this one all day long. But I tell you what, the elbows on this are a heck of a lot sturdier than the new Series 4 ones. That really worries me. I hope that is something they figure out in the Jazzwares team, that they take note of. I really do not like that at all. Luckily, I'm not somebody that plays with them, poses them, but I could see just taking the vest off and on. I could accidentally break his elbow off. That's an expensive break. In Jazzwares, they don't probably want a lot of people calling their help desk saying, hey, I broke another figure, can you replace it? They're going to be replacing figures all the time. So that's really interesting there. But all in all, probably not my favorite figure from the series. I understand why he's in here. It would have been cool to get the world title with him. I'm guessing timetables just didn't work out that way. And I guess when he was, what this represents, he didn't have the title. So they can always do that, say, well, he didn't represent the title there. A lot like we're getting with the Cody figures. He hasn't had the neck tattoo because the ones they've released haven't been accurate to the neck tattoo. We will get that with Cody in the ringside one. And I got to think somewhere in the next couple of sets, we're going to get a Kenny Omega with title belt, just like we got Jon Moxley in a prior series. And I'm sure they're going to continue to get other title belts out there for us as well. But I got to say, great improvement over the Series 1. Series with the ring, I got to still open that one up. Time will tell. When I do open that boxed ring up, whatever day that was, I'll compare it to all the other Kenny Omegas. I'll have to pick out my favorite Kenny Omega of the whole lineup. So there you have it. There it is, AEW Jazzwares Unrivaled, Series 4, The Cleaner, Kenny Omega. Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel as we continue unboxing AEW Unrivaled Series 4 from Jazzwares with Cody Rhodes, the stalwart of the AEW line. As you guys know, we get tons of Codys at this point. It's become a joke on the internet at this point even. But you know, Cody is one of the big stars with the Young Bucks, Moxley, Omega. We're going to get those on a repeating cycle like we do, no different than Mattel with the Roman Reigns and some of the Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. Seems like we get a lot of those guys on a regular basis. AEW is going to do the same thing. It is the toy business at the end of the day. And that's who sells. As much as we want Tony Schiavone, I'm all in. Give me a Tony Schiavone. You're not going to see 4 or 5 Tony Schiavones over the years. You're going to have the Codys and the Kennys and stuff like that. And I think we all understand that, to the most part. But it's time to move on from Cody. But this Cody seems like it could be the best one. So we're going to do it like we normally do. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to unbox it, look at it. We'll compare it to another Cody figure, and we'll see where it takes us from there. But don't forget, for all your AEW Jazzwares needs, make sure you hit up ringsidecollectibles.com. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. So I think today we finally have my favorite Cody Rhodes figure. They've gotten better each time. Obviously, well, I don't know about obviously, but I do not have the Chase versions. Never came across them. Never sniffed them in the wild. Never got a chance on ringside to get them. So I'm chaseless, and I'm okay with that at this point. Doesn't really hurt my feelings much. I'm not a big fan of those chases, as I've talked before with even Jack's Classic Superstars. I like things to be available to everybody. Make a window, everybody can get what they want, and then aftermarket years, months down the line, hey, if you got to pay up, you got to pay up. But it is what it is. I'm not going to go into it. But this Cody, out of all the ones I've seen so far, I think this is going to be the best one. That one we unboxed with the ring, the Smiths UK exclusive, go back on the channel if you maybe missed that. I did unbox that. That is the best one I've had so far. Definitely beats the Series 1 Cody. This one seems to take it to the next level. And we love to see that because Jazzwares, every set, every figure seems to get better than the last one. Constant improvement. Got to love that in our figures. We've seen figure lines, not just wrestling, a lot of figure lines throughout the years. You know, the ebbs and flows. First series, then it starts getting better. It goes up. Then it has a dip in quality to the demise. Hopefully AEW has a long haul. I think they will, figure-wise. I hope everything gets improved and everything gets better every single time. We can't ask for much more than that. There'll be some hiccups along the way. There always is in every figure line. But the improvements I'm seeing on this line already into Series 4, it's just been awesome. Series 1 had some issues, and it sounds like they're going to fix Series 1. So that'll be something to take hold of in the future. We'll take a look at those one day. But this Series 4... awesome. Can't wait for Series 5. But we'll talk about Series 5 and all that when the day comes. But let's look at this Cody. Let's look at the packaging on this one first. There he is, Cody Rhodes. I love that this comes with a soft goods shirt. He's had soft goods in the Chase versions, but not in a regular version, so it's really cool we're getting that. We're getting an extra head with this one, so I think that is really cool as well. And then you got Cody, you got his outfit, he's got his arm bent there, and yeah. So then you got the cool glamour shot down below. I think he looks a lot better in that shirt like that. Looks a lot, very heavy metal in that shirt. And we'll talk about it a little bit. You got the AEW Unrivaled logo down there. AEW logo up top. We always have to mention the Classic Superstars inspired packaging. You guys know I love that. He is number 29 in the series. In Series 4, and he's 29th figure from AEW. I could take it or leave it, that numbering system. we've talked about it on the channel before. I don't like how the ringside exclusives are a part of that. To me, ringside exclusives or any other exclusives should be labeled as A, B, C, D, E, and then keep numbering to the traditional line. Small nitpick, I know, but that's how I would like to see it. But you guys can tell me in the comments if you agree or disagree. AEW logo. Same thing on the side with a little bit of wraparound of that picture. And then you get the back of the package. You get the whole lineup of Series 4 down there. We're going to unbox them all on the channel. So make sure you're following and subscribed and all that fun stuff. Cody Rhodes autograph. You got Cody up there with a little glamour shot. AEW logo up top. And what's it say? Fighter Fest 6/29/2019 Daytona Beach. So there you go. I wish it would say this is when he faced whoever. I can't remember off the top of my head. And he won in a decision using his finisher. Just a small little blurb to go along with that I think would be a really cool feature. Maybe Jazzwares will enact that in the future. So there you go. Very cool figure, very cool packaging. But let's crack it open. Let's see what's going on inside. All right, we're going to open it up. I'm still not a master at opening these guys yet, but I don't care. I'm tearing it up. I'm not repacking it. I'm not saving anything. We'll pull them all out. Maybe. There it is. See you later. Get out of here. All right, we got the old plastic prison. There's Cody. Old Cody two heads. Now, one thing I do not like about these, and we've talked in the past, and they're a necessary evil, I assume, they wouldn't put them in just for fun, is the plastic stuff. It really takes away from the inbox experience to me. Luckily, I'm a loose collector, so that's okay. But having that rubber band or rubber bag around his arm and around his waist, I just don't like it. I wish they could make that smaller. They could figure it out. I understand it is to protect the figure from paint issues and things like that, so we do have to respect that a little bit. Or a lot bit. Whatever. Pull the head out there. Get him out. See you later. All right, now let me take off his garbage bag. I mean, it looks like one of those things you put those on your arm when you're putting it inside the cow. I mean, that's what it looks like from, what was it, Jackass or something like that, the movie. I think they did that in there. Can I get this off, though? I mean, come on. Once again, this elbow on here is a little looser than I would like it to be. I'm going to try to cut it out. I'm worried I'm going to break his arm. Ooh, dangerous times. Dangerous. You know, that joint right there, I don't know if you guys have been experiencing that, but that elbow is way loose. If you bend that too much, if you're a kid playing with these, you're going to break that arm off. There's no doubt in my mind you are. I don't know if anybody else is still seeing that. I could be wrong, but I pretty much know my toys at this point after a lot of years of collecting. That does worry me a lot. I hope that's something they've noticed and they're hopefully fixing. I just hate taking all this plastic off. It just seems a lot of extra work. Can I get this arm one off? I just don't want to break that elbow. I tell you guys, mine are really loose. I had that on Matt Hardy, and now I got it on Cody. I'd be interested to know if you guys are feeling that same way, or maybe I just got a bad batch. I don't know. But man, that is way too loose for an elbow joint. It needs to be tightened. That does scare me. But anyways, let's get to the figure. I do like the black and green. A little different color aspect. A little color. That green really pops. This is by far the best Cody head scan. By far they've done so far. The coloring is good for the skin tone. That was an issue in some of the earlier sets. It was improved going forward. This is the better Cody head scan. I think this is the same Cody head scan we got in the past. I will pull out this. This is the Smiths exclusive. I guess it's similar but different. But there's the Smiths one. I like this one a whole lot too. I love the silver on this one. You got the head on this one. Let's see. I'm going to put this head on here. The cool thing too is you can move your heads around. You can change. These are so plug and play. You can kind of create your own little world and create your own adventures. Yeah, this head, they're pretty close. But popping this head on here is no issue. I mean, you could pop the arms, you could pop the legs, you could mix and match parts. I think that is really cool. We see that with the Masters of the Universe figures right now, WWE Masters of the Universe figures. But it's really cool, the playability of these figures. Customizer's dreams. Think when we have 30, 40 sets of these, and you want to build some character, you can take pieces of other people, and bam, you're in business. Really cool soft goods on this. A little different than the Mattel soft goods. This is more of like an Under Armour feel to the shirt, where the Mattel soft goods are kind of just like a cloth or even a sock. Like the old ones, the old early Mattel Elites kind of felt like a sock material on the shirts. They're more of a real shrunken down shirt feel. This feels like an Under Armour type shirt to me. You guys tell me in the comments, but I think that's how the feeling is to me. But I like this Cody a whole lot. This is by far my favorite Cody. This is the head scan I will use. When I think of Cody in my brain, this is kind of how I view his head. That's how I view his facial expressions when I think Cody Rhodes. So this thing gets it amazingly. Another amazing figure by the Jazzwares team. I mean, they are knocking it out of the park right now. It makes me want, there's been teases on Twitter from Jeremy about the Jax Classic Superstars line. Should I make Jax, or I guess you really can't call it Jax anymore, but Classic Superstars Series 29, should I make that? Obviously, part of Jazzwares. I want that so bad you don't even understand how bad I want Classic Superstars Series 29. It's like a reboot of a TV show, picking up where you left off. Let's do it. It makes me worried for my wallet a little bit, but how good these figures are coming out. By the time those would come out, let's say they get announced next month, you're looking at probably about a year before they come out. They're going to have so many kinks worked out with these figures. They're going to know what they're really doing, and that very well could be the greatest wrestling line of all time. With modern day technology taking that to the next level. Getting a little sidetracked from this review, but it very well could be the greatest line of all time if you ask me. We'll see what the future brings, but the future's so bright I think we might have to wear shades in our wrestling figure collection. So I can't complain with this Cody. Very similar to the other Codys, that same body mold. You got to get the use out of those molds. We talk about that in all figure lines. And Cody's one we're getting a lot of figures of. So they've definitely got their use out of this mold. But adding the cool green, black effects, different colors, and then adding the simple thing like adding this t-shirt and an extra new head sculpt, I'm okay with it. That's awesome. We needed this figure. This is the Cody we needed. The next Cody's got to be a suited Cody. I know we got the ringside one coming with the title. I guess we'll let that slide. But as far as regular release Cody, it better be a suited Cody. Anything but besides that, we don't need at this point. Let's wait a little longer. Let's get some other characters out there, and let's move on. But as far as Cody's goes, this is by far my favorite Jazzwares Cody figure. You guys can tell me your thoughts on this, and I have them all outside of the chases, not counting those. But I've seen pictures enough to make a decision on my own. And I'm calling it right now. This is the best Jazzwares Cody so far. So there it is. AEW Jazzwares Unrivaled Series 4. Cody Rhodes. Alright guys, let's wrap up AEW Jazzwares Series 4, the Unrivaled collection. Let's wrap it up as we do with these whole sets. We'll rank them in order from my favorite to least favorite. Remember, this is my favorite. You guys tell me in the comments which one's your favorite, which one's your least favorite. Put them in order for me. Everybody will be a little different, but here is my order, and let's talk about it, wrap it all up. Number one, if you saw the review, which I'm sure you did, you're watching it, Ortiz, number one. Just that extra head sculpt, the extra details on this Ortiz figure. Even though I'm not a huge fan of the painted on shirt, I can look past that for the amount of detail, the extra heads, the accessories of this one. I absolutely love this Ortiz figure. Very, very cool. One of the best Jazzwares figures, hands down at this point for me. Number two, a surprising one. I didn't think this one would be as high for me, but Cody Rhodes with the soft goods, the Under Armour style cloth on it, I think as game changer, could be next level. We'll see how that goes. But the head sculpt on Cody is one of the best head sculpts I've seen in a figure in a long time. Like I said, when I close my eyes and I think of Cody Rhodes in my head, that is the head and face I think of. I love the green and the black coloring on this one. Solid figure. The best Cody Rhodes so far. Number three, Matt Hardy, no stranger. There's a lot of Matt Hardys to compare to, and when you compare it to the Matt Hardy we got via the WWE Elite WrestleMania set, hands down, this blows that one away. This is a great Hardy figure. The swappability of the head with the Vanguard 1 is pretty cool. Can get all kinds of craziness going on. The accessories with that one, a slam dunk figure. You can't be disappointed if you're a Matt Hardy fan in this figure. I'm anxious to see the rest of the Matt Hardy figures we get down the line. As you know, we're going to get some more Matt Hardy figures. So very cool. Another one, Sammy Guevara. First time in the line. Okay on this one. Unfortunate about the issue with the factory and the signs getting messed up. I don't know if that would have changed my view a whole lot. I'm okay. You can only display one sign at a time. I guess I don't know what the other signs would say, but we'll see how that goes. And it could be really interesting if in the package there's a different sign. If it's all jumbled up, it's not the same one every time. It would be really interesting if people are going to need 6 or 7 different Sammys because of that. Or the new signs are going to come. It's going to say, hit me up, and you'll never know if you have all the signs or some of the signs. It'll be a really interesting dynamic when that ends up hitting. But a very cool figure. My only gripe really is the jacket. I wish it had more flexibility to it, but it's easily removable. The glasses, the extra signs, a very, very solid first incarnation of Sammy. We'll see where we goes from there. As you know, he's another guy we're going to get a lot of figures of in the very near future. There's no doubt about it. Unfortunately, Santana, the one head scan, there's something looked a little off for me on that one, but I like the one with the eye patch with the bandana over. That's the one I'm going to use. I love the soft goods flag. Maybe we'll see more of that in the future. You know, for some reason, like I said in the video, flags, sometimes they don't like to represent in toys. For whatever reason, I think it's a really neat touch, and I wish we'd see more of that, and hopefully we do in the future. We'll see. But Santana holding up the rear for me, and that tells you how good this set really is when he's all the way down here. And then last, Kenny Omega. It seems like he had the least amount of accessories, the least amount of newness to me. Definitely a huge improvement over the first series Kenny Omega that we got with the light skin tone. The face a little wonky on that one. So definitely an improvement. I do like this figure, but I just think when you compare it to everybody else here with cool soft goods, cool accessories, cool first time in the line from a classic character with cool accessories, the Sammy figure being what it is, Kenny just goes to the end. Nothing against him personally. I know he's watching this and he's probably crying. I'm sure he's taken much offense to my review. Probably not. But very solid figure too. I wish there was a little bit more color on the back of the jacket. I felt like the feathers should have had more color. I could be wrong on that. But still a good Kenny figure that I wouldn't pass up anybody in this set. I think these are all must-haves. You know, sometimes they're saying, hey, it's Kyle, you're a completist, you got to get them all. If I was not a completist, I would still buy this entire set. Jazzwares is taking it to the next level. Series 4 has moved up another notch. I cannot wait to see what Series 5 looks like. We've seen some pictures of Luchasaurus, for example, in Series 5. That is a next level figure we haven't seen in a long time. And we've seen some Ultimate Warrior Legend series last year that was my figure of the year. I would hate to see Luchasaurus go up to that one because Luchasaurus may even top the Warrior as far as all-around figures. I don't know, it'd be tough for me, but that's how good that Luchasaurus figure looks. If that comes in hand out of the package like that, man, AEW stepping it up. Jazzwares should be commended of what they've done in such a short amount of time. We just got to get the distribution figured out. It sounds like that's coming with Amazon, Target, GameStop getting on board, and I'm sure comic shops, stuff like that as well. So distribution should be figured out. They're taking the chases up to more. I know some collectors like the really limited chases, but I think the average Joe out there prefers a little bit more inventory out there. So that's going to make a lot of collectors happy. They're listening to people like me. Well, I don't know about me, but they're listening to the public. They're fixing things. They're fixing skin tones. There's a lot of good things going on with the Jazzwares team. And I said it many times throughout this video. When they're stepping it up, they're making Mattel and Boss Fight and Super 7, making everybody get better. And when everybody gets better, who wins? Us, the consumers, the buyers of the products. No subpar product will be allowed anymore because you're competing with heavy hitters across the board. Truly a golden age in the action figure game, especially wrestling, more so than any of the other lines, I think. There's more competition in wrestling than anything else, and it's good for the fans out there. So that's it. That's my thoughts on AEW Series 4, my ranking order. You guys tell me in the comments your order. I want to hear how you sliced and diced these and put them in order. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We say it all the time, but don't forget to subscribe. We got videos every single day. We'll continue to have videos every single day. We'll be unboxing every single AEW product that comes my way. I can guarantee you that. Don't forget to like the video. And there it is. Simple as that. So, for AEW Series 4, I'm Kyle. I'll see you guys all real soon.